What if you could have a learning superpower? The ability to just pick up any new skill way faster than almost anyone else. It sounds like something out of a movie, but it's really not. Today we're going to unlock 3 principles from learning expert Justin Sung that can totally change how you learn, forever.
But first, let me ask you something. When you think about learning fast, what pops into your head? You probably imagine it's this smooth, effortless download of information, right? Straight into your brain. I think most of us are taught to believe that faster has to mean easier.
Well, here's the surprising truth. It's the exact opposite. To actually speed up your learning, you don't need less friction. You need more. But, and this is so important, it has to be the right kind of effort. This one idea, honestly, it's the key that unlocks everything else we're about to get into.
So, that brings us right to our first principle, the effort-time exchange. Think of it like a strategic investment. The whole idea is that you spend some focused mental effort right now to buy back huge chunks of your time later. It's a trade-off that pays off big time.
And the science behind this is actually a super cool concept called the generation effect. The best way to think about it is like building a muscle, right? You don't get stronger by watching somebody else lift weights. You have to actually struggle with the weight yourself. Well, our brains are the same way. They build way stronger memories when they have to actively generate the answers, not just sit back and receive them passively. Your brain has to do the heavy lifting.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got passive learning. That's when you're just mindlessly scanning a textbook or copying notes like a human photocopier. It feels like you're being productive, but nothing's really sticking. Active learning, though, that's where the magic happens. Instead of just consuming, you're asking, hey, how do these ideas connect? You're deciding what's actually important enough to write down. That's the productive struggle that really speeds things up.
So, probably the most important question you can ask yourself while you're learning is this. Am I struggling enough? Seriously, if it feels too easy, you're probably stuck in the slow lane. You've got to find a way to dial up the challenge and force your brain to really engage.
Okay, so now that we've got this whole effort thing down, let's build on it with our second principle, the omni-learner principle. This one's all about breaking free from a really common myth that might be holding you back right now.
You've definitely heard of learning styles, right? The whole idea that you're a visual learner or an auditory learner. Well, get this. Decades of scientific research have totally debunked it. It's a myth. And when you box yourself into one style, you're actually limiting your brain's incredible potential.
So the goal isn't to figure out your preferred style. The real goal is to become an omni-learner. That's someone who can pull knowledge effectively from any medium. And the secret to doing that isn't about preference. It's about one universal skill: organization.
I love this messy room analogy. It's perfect. Imagine a really chaotic room. Just because you can see everything in there doesn't mean you can find what you need when you need it. Understanding is just seeing all the pieces. Organization is knowing where they all fit together. Without that organization, your knowledge is just a bunch of clutter you can't really use.
So here it is. This is the mental switch that turns you into an omni-learner. It doesn't matter what the source is, a book, a lecture, a video like this. You just have to constantly ask yourself one question. How can I organize this information? That simple question forces you to look for the structure, to build connections, and to create a mental map you can actually use later on.
All right, let's get to our final principle. And this one might just be the most powerful one of all, the iteration effect. This is all about being way smarter with your time by completely changing when you check to see if you actually understand something. Does that top timeline look a little familiar? Yeah, it's the classic cram and panic method. We've all been there, and it's so inefficient. The iteration method, on the other hand, flips this on its head. It's this tight, fast cycle. Learn a little piece, immediately test yourself, find where you went wrong, and fix it. This constant, low-stakes feedback is the absolute secret to learning efficiently. You can think of learning as just a series of small experiments. You make a little hypothesis, like, okay, I think this concept connects to that one in this way. A test isn't about getting a grade, it's about getting instant feedback on your hypothesis. And when you're right, you get that amazing aha or light bulb moment. By testing early and often, you just get to those breakthroughs way faster. So what you need to do here is simple. Test to the max. Don't wait. Schedule weekly self-tests. And you've got to shift your mindset. The goal is not a perfect score. The goal is to actively hunt for your own mistakes and find the gaps in your knowledge. You can try micro-retrieval, like after you read a page, close the book and try to explain it out loud. Or even better, immediately try to use what you just learned to solve a real problem. Okay, let's bring it all home.
First, we've got the effort-time exchange. Trade that upfront struggle for time saved later by asking yourself, am I struggling enough? Second, the omni-learner principle. Become that flexible learner by always asking, how can I organize this? And third, the iteration effect. Speed up your learning by testing early and often. 3 principles, 3 really powerful questions.
At the end of the day, if there's one thing I want you to take away from all this, it's this. If you want to learn faster, you have to stop looking for the path of least resistance. The fastest way to learn isn't the easiest path, it's the most engaged one. It's about being challenged, being active, and really taking control. So, which principle are you going to try out first?